So Ghana won, Angola 0. It's gonna be a really quick recap because if this is any indication of the weekend I'm about to have, I got Ghana playing this way. I'm gonna check out the Kenya and Gambia matchups. I got the Canada matchup Saturday night, and then one coming next week. But if this is any indication, man, low block's gonna be the life of me, and by life I mean death. Um, so what do we learn from this? It's Chris Hooton's first game. Do I take much from it? No. I think he's missing a lot of players that he would have loved to play. I do question watching that game. After about the first 20 minutes, Ghana was putting pressure, and then it just got very stagnant. Ghana either ran out of energy or there weren't enough players making positive moves when you're playing a low block. When you're playing a low block, you want to create as much movement, right? You want to try to pull players out. And what was happening, you had a lot of the forward line were just there. And this is where you just have Iñaki Williams up top and then waiting for any type of movement so he can make a move. And again, this is not all on Iñaki. Iñaki could have played a little bit better and think, but you weren't seeing too much after those first 20 minutes of movement up top. The ball would get to Thomas Partey, and then there would just be get the ball out wide to either Jordan Ayew, and when Jordan had the ball, Jordan was trying to go wide and get the ball in. I do think his foul in the box was a penalty, but that's just me. And then Kamaldeen Sulemana, he was a mixed bag. I don't think he made the right choice on the ball most times. Both wingers were cutting in looking to score and looking to get balls on the frame. And I think when you do that, what that creates is it's a bit more difficult for a forward or a striker to get anything going. And then you have Kudus who's getting the ball in the midfield who's making his runs. And that doesn't leave much. You need another creative midfielder, and you don't have that right now. Kofi Trez injured. He would have been my choice for that. Even getting players on the wing, you need a little bit more, but you weren't getting that. And Kamaldeen had moments, I think, where he cut inside and he could have laid it off, or he laid it off where he could have cut inside. I don't know what to make of Iñaki Williams here because I do think he's a good player, but the style that they're playing, if they're going to try to break down a low block, you need a little bit more, especially movement in that midfield. You need more from the midfield if you're going to try to get players like that, because you need to play directly through, have spacing moves, have some 1-2s, set up some triangles to move the ball. And Ghana wasn't really doing that. When they got the ball, it was either down the wing or maybe trying to go long to catch the defenders going. So for a first game, it's not concerning as of yet. I'm waiting for a moment where I can actually have a conversation, probably after a few more windows, to see how I feel about this team. And it's the coach's first time with the team. So for us to think that it's going to turn around and just look amazing after his first time with the team, I think would be a bit irresponsible of us. That being said, also, you don't have a Kofi Tre. You don't have a Tariq Lamptey. Mohamed Salisu isn't healthy. Gideon Mensah didn't look good. I'll add him to it. Mensah was not having the best defensive game. Offensively, he looked all right, but he wasn't having the best defensive game. And if you're going to play a 4-2-3-1, I'm not sure if that's the... And again, a 4-2-3-1, a 4-3-3, you're talking semantics. But I think if you're going to play with three in the midfield, I would rather go with dual eights and 1-6. So dropping a player like Thomas Partey right in front of your center backs, putting him there, and then pushing up another more box midfielder. Now again, no Tre, but someone to pair off with Mohamed Kudus. I think that would be the ideal thing to do. On the wing, Semenyo was making movements. Joseph Painter was making movements. I would be curious to see if they could get a run in Angola in the second matchup. But I'm just wondering, what do you do? Is it as simple as adding a Andre Ayew to the midfield and you get more? He might be the best option in the midfield. Play him as an 8, or play him and Kudus as 8 and 10s, and kind of go from there. I that might be the answer right now, because I feel if you're gonna have a player like Iñaki Williams, you need players who are good at passing, getting the ball, and if you're playing a low block, that's the key thing. Draw players out, which means you need movement. And the more movement you have, the better chance you have of catching them out of their positioning and then getting the opportunity. But overall, Antoine Semenyo's second goal for Ghana wins it in the 96th minute. They got the 3 points. We got Gambia we're going to be watching. We got Kenya we'll be watching. We'll be watching Canada as well. But yeah, that's my quick, 6-minute thoughts? Yeah. I'm going to stop rambling now.